Hey guys, welcome back to a video, and we predicting Total Drama, the elimination order for this new season. Let's get it.
Bro, Saki.
First gone, I have Scary Girl. The reason is I see her being that character that's easily written off in the first episode. First off, her design's very wacky. Second, she doesn't even have a goddamn name. She doesn't have a name, bro. I know y'all have a lot of fan service for... Not fan service, oh my god. I know there's a lot of fans in there that actually like her. Y'all like her design, but one of the only reasons she is like the most outside of the box character right here is because she's probably gonna get voted off first. They do this with Ezekiel, they did this with Stacy, they did this with Beardo. I can easily see her being very weird, pissing off the other cast, and easily being the first person voted off, if not first, in one of the first three eliminations. If she gets out of that, okay, I'll give it to you. If she gets out of the first three elimination boots, she's going all the way. But I honestly believe that she is the first person getting voted out of the season. Second up, I have Pyra getting eliminated. The reason I have Pyra getting eliminated next is because her character design really brings nothing to the table at all. She looks like a carbon copy of Millie, just with less inspiration to it. And I honestly see Millie being our early boot too, but at least her design has a little bit more personality, and that's why I chose Pyra second. Third, I have Millie. Her design doesn't bring anything to the table either. The reason I have three girls going out first is because usually in Total Drama we have a streak of a certain team losing a bunch of challenges back to back to back to back. And with this season in particular, I can see a storyline coming out like this team cannot seem to pull it together and win a challenge. So all the guys band together and start blaming it on the girls. And I could see Millie being the third victim of that cause. First it was Scary Girl, then it was Pyra, now it's Millie. I can see this team really trying to actually win a challenge, and they decide that all the girls are the problem, and that's why they vote out Millie. And my fourth elimination, I have Caleb. And yes, I know that is very shocking that I have Caleb going out this early. However, I have seen questionable images on the internet of the season, and Caleb isn't in them. Promos has been propping Caleb up as the lover type, the guy that all the girls have a crush on, which means I feel like his elimination is a very vital elimination to this season. This is why I believe that the villainous character or the antagonist of the season is on the bottom team, which is why Team 1, aka top team, just so you know, I'm gonna call these teams Team 1 and Team 2 because I don't know their actual names yet. But anyways, this is why I predict for Team 1 to have a losing streak, because I feel like if you're gonna write Caleb off, you're gonna have to do it right. So I feel like the writers will have to give themselves a few episodes to establish this antagonist and make this antagonist's first move be getting Caleb out, which I believe is going to be a huge part of this season. My fourth boot is Nichelle. And the reason I have Nichelle as my fourth boot is because in those images, Caleb and Nichelle are not in the images. For my sixth elimination, I have Z, and I've already talked about Team 1 struggling to win challenges. And the reason they don't vote off Axel is because I believe she will put that team on her back and be the main reason they win a lot of their challenges, kind of being the challenge beast for that team. And I feel like Chase and Z don't seem to be that athletic of characters, and I feel like this team will do the standard Total Drama trope, which is voting off someone because they messed up in the challenge. And I can easily see Z messing up in the challenge because he's unathletic. I could also see Ripper. However, in some of the promos, he's kind of been shown to be more of a comedic relief character, and in Total Drama, those characters tend to last long. And Ripper and Chase have been shown to be comedic relief characters, but I feel like they are more interchangeable than Ripper is, which is why I have Z being the sixth person voted out. And for my 7th elimination, I have Raj. Now, I want to make a bold prediction right here. And my bold prediction is I think that MK is the antagonist of the season. One of the reasons I think that is because in the promotional images, we saw her looking untrustable. She had like a villainous grin on her face. And honestly, I also think that she's the amputee of the season because we still have really yet to see her right arm. And I believe that MK is going to use this to her advantage and make everyone think that she's not a threat at all. Meanwhile, she's the main antagonist of the season and she's the reason everyone's getting voted out. I believe she was the main reason for Caleb's elimination, and she uses that and blames it on Raj and Wayne, mainly because they're the two other alpha males it seems on this season, and I believe that she could very easily tell a lie that they were jealous of Caleb and how he was sought after by all the women of the season. Also, if you look at the promotional images, Bowie seems to be irritated with Raj and Wayne in this picture. I believe that this is MK's strategy going into full effect. She blames it on Raj and Wayne, and we have also seen in other promotional images that it looks like Bowie had a crush on Caleb. So I believe that MK voted off Caleb and used Bowie to get out Raj and Wayne. So that means for my final elimination before the merge, I have Wayne. So before I get into my predictions about the merge, here's how I believe the relationships going up to the merge are. I just want to talk about this so that my elimination order makes way more sense to y'all. First up, I believe Bowie, Julia, and Emma are really tight. They might have even made an alliance, but Total Drama doesn't really do alliances like that. But I do believe that at this point, they will be some type of trio. Next up, we have MK. She'll be bouncing around between sides. I feel like she'll do whatever she can to scrape by. No one in the cast believes that she's that huge of a threat, so they won't worry about her, and this will lead to the downfall of many in the season. Next up, we have Ripper, Damien, Axel, and Chase. I feel like they're all just kind of doing their own thing throughout the season. Ripper and Damien seem to be the comedic reliefs of the season, so they can be pulled in any which way. And I feel like Axel coming in will have a huge target on her back because I feel like she will be a challenge beast early on, and I think Chase is on the outs. And that's why with my first elimination in the merge, I have Chase going out. At this point, I really don't see anywhere his character can go, and I feel like first out at the merge is a good spot for him. Next up at 7th place, I have Julia going. From looking at her character design, I can see her getting into a lot of arguments with the other cast, and I feel like MK is the main reason for her elimination. I believe that MK will do something to get her to turn on Bowie, leading to a huge argument between those two. Will establish himself as a much more likable character to the other people in the cast, and I feel like they'll just take Bowie's side overall, and Julia will be out. And I feel like this will all come to fruition by a lie that MK told or something like that. Coming in at 6th place, I have Ripper getting voted out. There's really no reason behind this. I see his character going far, and I feel like 6th place is very far for this character. I don't see Ripper winning this season, but I do see him making it deep. And I don't know, they could easily write this character doing something weird to making him a target or something. Maybe he smelled funny one day and they were just like, yeah, enough of this guy. Next up at 5th place, I have Emma, mainly because everyone at this point is looking for the win, and Emma and Bowie are the only two pair that's like really solidified that's left in the season. And I feel like MK can easily turn Damien and Axel on her side and blindside Emma. And at this point, it was very, very hard for me to decide who was going to be the 4th person voted out, because all 4 of these players I can easily see winning the season, which is why I had to bring the character back, and that character is Caleb. I feel like with Caleb coming back at this point of the season, he will be able to tell Bowie the truth about MK. Now obviously I don't think this will work because I have Caleb getting voted out right after he came back. Mainly because MK has already established an alliance with Damien and Axel, and I don't think they really care how MK treated Bowie. And also, they still don't believe MK is that big of a threat. I feel like they believe that they can just get her out whenever they want to. And now with that being said, that sets up the final four as Bowie being the underdog of the season. And for my person in 4th place, I have MK. With this, I see Bowie winning immunity in this round and getting Damien and Axel to turn on MK because MK is pretty much the only option besides themselves at this point. And they finally vote off the main antagonist of the season, MK. And coming in at 3rd place, I have Damien, only for the reason of being that I feel like Axel and Bowie would make a stronger final 2, because at this point Bowie's on a 2-win streak, and I feel like Axel will be the challenge beast for this season. In my opinion, that's obviously a better theme for the final 2. You know how in Total Drama Revenge of the Island we had Brains versus Braun, and in World Tour we had Heather versus Alejandro. I feel like in this season we can have Bowie being the underdog and Axel being the challenge beast, and that can be the theme of the final 2. And obviously if I had to decide between these two, I would go with Bowie winning the season. But y'all know how Total Drama is. They have alternate endings. So once we get to this point, it won't really matter. And yeah, that's basically it. That's my prediction for the season. Obviously, I feel like this is going to be terrible when the actual season comes out, because I did this based off of images, bro. Like, I have no knowledge on these characters at all. But we'll do this. If I had to choose 3 winner picks, they would be Axel, Damien, and Bowie. Also want to throw in 2 wild cards. I think MK could be a winner pick, and I also think Scary Girl could be a winner pick. I know I have her going out early, but honestly I believe that if she makes it out of the first few rounds, I feel like she'll win the season. And with that being said, those are my predictions on the new Total Drama season, bro. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you watched it all the way through, comment, I don't know, Dennis is a misogynist because I had 3 girls going out in the first few rounds. Also, give me your winner picks for the season, and if you have the time, show me your elimination order for the season. And with that being said, thank you for watching. I'm out.